Hello to all the Scuff Gaming fans of the world. Welcome to another Scuff Sit Down episode brought to you by, I was going to say by me, but that really wouldn't work. It's brought to you by Scuff Gaming, but I'm on the show today. Hello, how you doing? If you don't know who I am, my name is Sprat. I'm a Call of Duty sniping YouTuber. I've been doing it for way too long now, but I still love it. I'm still excited to be here. And today, if you don't know what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be answering some questions. That's number one. Number two, probably show some nice little gameplay in the background. A bit of sniping, a bit of Modern Warfare. And then number three, I get to show off this brand new Sprat Scuff controller on the Impact, on the Infinity, on the Vantage. It's incredible. So anyway, let's get straight into the questions and straight into the gameplay. So question number one is, it's a deep one already. What are three things about yourself that would best sum up who you are? I'm going to be honest, I don't really like talking about myself too much. I just do my thing, and that's me, basically. But number one, I would say committed. I am committed to a lot of things in my life. Number one being creating content. Number two being Call of Duty. I've stuck with it through the ups, through the downs. I'm committed to what I love and what I'm passionate about. Maybe number two should be passionate as well. So number one, committed to a lot of things in life. Number two, passionate about doing things that I love. And then number three, I would probably say kind. I try to be as kind as I can to people I've never met, people that I love, people that I have in my life. So yeah, just try and make people happier, whether that's through content, whether that's through just everyday, activities, whatever it may be. Always try to be as good as a person as I can and treat people how I would like to be treated. Yeah, that was a deep first question, Scuff. What have you got me into? Question number two, what age did you get into gaming and what was your first console? Okay, well, I don't look it, but right now I'm 26 years old. The youngest looking 26-year-old you've ever seen in your life, I know, but I probably started gaming a little later than most people my age because my parents really didn't want me to have a console. I think the Game Boy Color was the first, I guess. Is that a console? Portable console? That's probably the first thing I owned. Then probably the PS1. I wasn't allowed the original PlayStation. I was too young. Well, my parents said I was. So I think the PS1, whenever Crash Bandicoot came out, that's what I was playing when I was a kid. That game was incredible. So I don't know what year that was, but PS1 or Game Boy Color was the first one. That was probably the, early 2000s maybe? I don't know, I'm old. Question number three was, how long have you used a Scuff and why do you prefer it? So I think I first used a Scuff controller in like 2012. I feel like I was one of the first, which was an incredible opportunity. I think back then, it was the Xbox 360 Scuff, and I'm pretty sure all they had was maybe two paddles. Did they have trigger stops back then? Anyway, it's been a while. I've loved it. I've loved seeing the progression. And the reason I love Scuff controllers the most is the paddles. That's it. It was there when I first started using them, and it's still there today. The idea that I can use, like, unused fingers to press other buttons at the same time as keeping my thumb on the analog stick at all times, because that's the key at the end of the day. If you keep your thumb on the analog stick, you're always ready to go. Always ready to be precise, aiming in, all that good stuff. So I just love having paddles on the back so I can click jump, click reload, melee, whatever it may be, while I'm running around being precise. So the reason I got a Scuff controller back in 2012 is still the same reason I love using it today. Question number four, I think. I don't know, I've lost count. What is your favorite game of all time? So this is tough because I've basically been a Call of Duty YouTuber for the past like 12 years or something, so I really haven't ventured out into too many other games. So if you're talking Call of Duty, because I mean, I guess they are some of my favorite games. That makes sense. So probably Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 3. Those were incredible years for me. A lot of nostalgia there, and also just great games. Great fun. Love running around, especially with a sniper rifle. So if we're talking Call of Duty, yeah, it's probably one of those games. But I guess just in general, Crash Bandicoot, like I said earlier, one of the greatest games ever. Absolutely loved that when I was a kid. Probably still love it now. I think I played the remaster thing and had a good time on that. But I don't know if that's one of my favorite. It was good at the time. Destiny 1 kind of took over my life for a while there. Became a bit of a slob. So I really enjoyed like the grind of playing that game. I don't know. I'd probably say Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 3. I really haven't ventured too much out to many of the games. The Last of Us was incredible too. One of the best single-player games I've ever played. I don't know. This is a tough question. I'm a Call of Duty guy. What do they want from me? Question number five, I want to say. What is the inspiration behind your logo? Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not really creative in the sense of graphic design. I can do a little graphic design. I do my own thumbnails and stuff like that. But coming up with ideas is like the hardest thing for me. So I actually worked with a designer on this, and he came at me with a bunch of ideas revolving around the letter S, which is what I wanted in the first place. We were going to go with like a signature style thing, but I thought for a logo, we'd come up with something you know, revolving around S for Sprat. He ended up kind of merging a J and an S. So my first name is James, second name Sprat. That's my full name. So basically he merged the J and the S in a sense that it still looks like an S, but it's a combination of my first and last name. I thought that was an incredible idea. And yeah, I still praise the design to this day. It looks incredible on a controller now, which is amazing to see as well. So yeah, that's where it came from. Okay, question number, I don't know, I've lost count. If you were to give someone one tip about how to get better with a Scuf, what would it be? Now, I'm actually going to speak from experience here because when I first got a Scuf, back in 2012, I couldn't get the hang of it. I couldn't. It felt so uncomfortable. I used it for like 3-4 days and I put it down for almost like a month, which was like a big mistake, by the way. But at the time, I couldn't do it. You know, it felt so weird because I've been using a regular controller for so many years. That's what we feel comfortable with. But as soon as I pushed myself through that like uncomfortable feeling, oh my God, it was incredible. So for those who are trying to improve with a Scuf controller, learn from my experience, okay? Push through that uncomfortable feeling. Use the paddles on the back. Make sure you're using those paddles, okay? Force yourself to press those paddles and not the buttons on the front. Keep that thumb on the analog stick. Maybe even tape it down. I don't know. Do something, but push through that uncomfortable feeling. And honestly, as soon as that happens, as soon as it clicks that that is what a normal controller will start feeling like, that's when you got to improve with a Scuf, and that's when you're going to feel at the best of your game. So yeah, learn from my mistakes. Don't put that controller down. Pick it back up. Push yourself through it. And as you can tell, 7 years later, still loving it, still feeling good. And that's what a regular controller feels like now. So if I use anything else, oh God, it feels so alien. Who is your favorite content creator to watch when you aren't creating content? Now, this always changes, to be honest. I go through little spells of binging a certain creator and then moving on to someone else. And I still watch those people, don't get me wrong, but I definitely go through phases of watching different types of stuff. When it was gaming stuff, I loved Scump and Big Timer. Those were incredible. I loved how just chirpy and happy and just goofy they were when making videos. So I love those guys. They don't make as many gaming videos as they used to, but still really enjoyed those. At the moment, I'm going through like a Sidemen phase. Those guys are, oh my God, they're so hilarious. And they just kind of like bounce off each other so well. It's incredible to watch their content, and the huge videos that they've been coming out with recently are amazing to watch. So enjoying their stuff. And then David Dobrik as well has come back into my life. I haven't watched him for like 2+ years, and now, you know, watching other videos. What is your go-to configuration on your Vantage and your Impact when playing Call of Duty? So I'll talk about the Impact, seeing as I'm using that the most at the moment, but honestly, I could swap between the two. If you look, the shell is pretty much the same like shape, so I can easily swap between the two. But let's talk about the Impact. So as you can tell on the front, regular concave sticks, all right? I know a few people that use domed. They prefer that. I don't really like it. I used to use like regular PlayStation sticks on my Scuf, which honestly worked like a charm. Don't get me wrong, but I finally upgraded to concave, regular concave ones. I could use long, I can use short. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty adaptable. Adaptable, is that a word? In that way. Basically, you'd think I'd need the longer ones because I have really long fingers and thumbs, but yeah, regular concave works. On the back though, this is where it's a little weird, okay? So I have 3 paddles, which is weird in itself, but this left one right here was actually the outer left one. So I've moved it to the inner left because I just feel more comfortable that way. But that one is set to jump, which is X. The inner right one here is set to square, which is reload. And the outer right one is set to circle, which is melee for me because I'm playing tactical. So I got the trigger stops enabled at the back. Yeah, I don't know why I moved this one across. I could have just used like the regular smaller one, the smaller paddle that usually fits there. But I just feel way more comfortable having that one across and then resting my finger there. Because it's always jumping, you know, I'm always jumping around in my playstyle. But that's my setup. I don't think there's anything else I need to show. Got the grip on there. Yeah, cool. All right, there we go. But I think that might just wrap it up right there. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed it, just, you know, like, subscribe, all that stuff. You can follow me on @Sprat on every social media, which is great. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube is Sprat as well. I think, yeah, everything I own is Sprat. As well, follow Scuf Gaming on all social media as well. They are troopers. They've allowed me to get my own Scuf controller, which is incredible. And yeah, if you are interested in buying this or looking into it at all, this is what we've got. We've got the Impact there. We've got the Vantage 2. And as well, which is new, we've got the Infinity 4PS Pro. Beautiful stuff. Check that all out on Scuf Gaming's website. But once again, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you around.